This episode of FPR is brought to you by the ongoing support of HHD channel members, as well as viewers like you. Transition.
Fish Balls Fans Night Radio. Fish Dogs 1176 Fish Plants Hotel 6 Plants Fish. Fish 76 Plants Live.
Well, welcome everybody for another episode of the FPR. It's our Wednesday night stream where we talk about all things fish, plants, and radio. Well, I see that we have a few people that have showed up already, and that's great. I'm excited about it. I'm also excited because Katie and I are very optimistic that she'll be able to show up here tonight. So that's awesome. I'd like to say a big hello to Radio Geek. He is the first one here in the chat. Second is Nick at Hardwater Propagations. I'm a little tongue-tied. It's weird when you get prepared for a live stream. Sometimes you fail to warm up your vocal cords or your speaking things. At least I do. I end up spending time in silence, not talking, just doing stuff. And then when it comes time to talk, I stumble over my words. So forgive me. I know you will. Peplin Creek Aquatics, Brian is here. Hello to you as well, my friend. Hope you guys got to see a few of your videos that I got over to Foxy last night. There's still one left to be uploaded. It just is a big one, so it will take a while. So Fish Plants Radio, may not have to talk about them in that order. In fact, I might just hop right into the radio world right away, right off the bat. Cinnamon Girl, good evening. Lots of stuff to share with you guys. I want it kind of centered around wintry themes. I know a lot of people don't have to experience winter as us here in northern Wisconsin experience winter, and some may experience it even worse. But whether it's good or bad, I guess is up to the eyes of the beholder. But winter can present problems and challenges, not only in daily life, but in our hobbies. It can change our course of action of what we do with our hobbies and how we, what activities or how we do things. So it's especially true of fish keeping. When it comes to cold weather, a lot of people like to do summer tubbing jobs, and it's not so feasible when you have 32 degrees below zero outside. It's harder to do that sort of thing. We're spending a little more time indoors, so that can be a good thing when you're a fish keeper. You can spend more time with your tanks, and so we often find that to be the case. Same with plants. Plants and gardens and greenhouses don't do as well in cold weather as they do when it's warm. So obviously, house plants, things that we do when we're plant keepers, it can change due to the weather. Excuse me. But radio, I guess, can be a similar thing. However, I did partake in doing some winter activities with radios a week ago. Today would have been a week since I've been back from the John Bear Grease Sled Dog Marathon, where I participated as a volunteer ham operator to help coordinate and provide communications during that event, all up along the north shore of Lake Superior. Those who've been following our channel know that I've been talking about it for a while. I posted a few things, even last Monday's stream I talked about it a bit, but I'd like to go into it a little bit deeper when it comes to the radio side of it. Being a ham operator provided me with an opportunity to use that license for something more than just rag chewing, they call it, or talking on the radio just for the sake of talking on the radio. Provided me with an opportunity to use equipment and skills to provide vital communication during an event in which there was very little to no cell phone service in many of the areas. It's just that far remote and not as developed, and for good reason. There's some beautiful, beautiful wilderness area up there. Not saying that there was no people at all, but it's more for those that want to get away from civilization a little bit and enjoy God's creation as He intended it, I believe. So it was a wonderful time. There were challenges, a lot of learning in my first year there, and I'm already reeling it over in my head over and over again of things I'd like to do different and making plans for next year. Very excited about that. I see Liquid Zoo is in the house as well. I'm seeing a little bit of that in the chat. You might have seen Radio Geek here in the chat. I hope he's still watching. That's my good friend Aaron, and he is also part of the same club I am that participates as being volunteers. Not that you have to be in the club to be a volunteer ham operator for that, but we are the ones that do organize the volunteers for that event. It was a cool experience also just being part of that and seeing how everyone works and how the organization works of it all, and just all around a cool experience. I highly recommend it. Okay, I see Aaron, you're still in here, cool. If at any point, Aaron, you feel like unlinking your repeater for D-Star and coming into the live stream and saying hello over the radio, we can try that out. I don't think I can hit simplex using the handheld to your place, so and without disturbing the rest of the D-Star network across Wisconsin, you know how to make that work. So I'll leave that on. I've already turned this one off of the reflector, so if I do broadcast, it's not going to go all over the place. It'll probably make my speakers buzz in here, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, the Bear Grease race. I put some pictures together to kind of show. I'm still working on organizing the videos and getting that together. To tell the truth, I've been trying to play catch up with some previous obligations that I owed Foxy and Brian, trying to make sure I get some videos out to them that I took for them. So not so much. I have been watching some of the videos and stuff that I've made, but as far as putting them together and editing them, I haven't been able to touch that yet. But I did take a few pictures along the way, not as much as I wanted to, and I just selected a few to try to put out there. So I'll just kind of move over into this for now. This is a picture of my Bronco I had set up at Finland, Minnesota, the Finland Community Center. And if you're interested in knowing where that is or what that is, just do a Google search. Do a Google search on Maps, Google Maps. You'll be able to find out where it's at and see pictures and whatnot. But this is a really cool building. The Finland Community Center, as far as I know, is mostly, if not all, powered by solar. And it was built and funded by a lot of donations and volunteers that way. It's a really beautiful place, kind of in the middle of nowhere. The road going up to that place, and especially even coming down, is especially beautiful. Lots of mountainous kind of cutout cliffs, and especially when you're going back to the main highway from there, you're almost going downhill, and you can see Lake Superior for a long ways just off in the distance, which is just a stunning thing to see, really. So that building was that community center was a checkpoint in the race, and I worked that with a few other guys. I believe Mike and Chuck and John and his wife Sheila, and between myself and Chuck and John, we took turns all night long, taking shifts of radioing back times and dog counts and bib numbers. That's the numbers that the mushers wear in the race, back to inside where Mike would radio that information to net control, and so that we could all keep track of the mushers, make sure that they're still in the race and that they're at that point and whatnot. But it was cold. Don't get me wrong, it was definitely cold, but I had reports that it was actually colder here at home in northern Wisconsin, which is, fairly far south from there. I was getting reports that it was colder at home than it was there. But don't get me wrong, it was cold. I think we got down to something like -9, maybe a little less. I don't know. But like I said, I stayed up all night. We took shifts. I kept going back inside. The inside of that place, let me see if I can do this right. This is the first time I've tried using photos to kind of share here. So Finland Community Center. Part of that community center had a gymnasium in it with a stage and a kitchen, and we had a table set up in there. I have much more videos of the other parts of that building with rooms and bathrooms and stuff. Is all along the walls, and even in this gymnasium here, were names of the people that were in support of this this building. But that was kind of a command center there. You can see in the lower left corner, that's Mike, and sitting next to him was John's wife Sheila, and at the far right end of that table was Chuck sitting there. So John must have been on duty at that point. Sheila, she does not have a license, but she was under supervision of a licensed ham and did a very good job at taking in the radio calls from outside and writing them down so that Mike had something to read back to net control. She did very well. I was quite impressed, and I think she had a lot of fun with that. It was great meeting those people. I got to meet a few other people along the way there, and there were some mushers that came in. They were serving chili there, and some would come in and sleep. Some of the volunteers would sleep. They had quiet rooms there where they could sleep, and because they had the option of letting the dogs rest at that area as well. So it was pretty cool. I can't wait to show the video of the fire outside and the actual what we did at the checkpoint with the dogs coming in. That'll all be part of a video. But just thought I'd share some of the radio side of it and what was involved there. So that being a major checkpoint and a big building there was quite different than the other part. My second spot that I went to was there was no building, although somebody did have a slightly heated trailer there where we needed it, but mostly kept warm by a fire. Or inside my vehicle, I'd go in there and warm it up, but didn't have facilities, didn't have bathrooms like this place did. So it was quite a different change from one point to the other. And for those that don't know, if you want to look up the information on John Bear Grease Sled Dog Marathon, you'll find out there are several crossings, several checkpoints. It is a 4-day race. Starts on, well, this year it started on Sunday and then on Wednesday. Actually, I think the finishers got through late Tuesday. The first finishers of the marathon. So, but yeah, it does run through until Wednesday. So it's 4 days, 3 nights that these people have to endure the elements and their dogs, and it's an amazing thing. It's very, very cool. The people that are all involved that have been in it for a long time have wonderful stories to tell, and they're just a different kind of breed, different people up there. They're very cheerful despite the cold. I'll tell you that much. It almost keeps you warm that way, just talking with people that are a little more used to it. But yeah, great time. So that's the Finland checkpoint. Thanks, Aaron, Radio Geek, for putting the link there for people to click on. They can find out a little more information on Bear Grease. Gilsta Gardens brings up a good point about why haven't you liked the stream yet? Make sure you hit the like button. I see Father Fish is here as well. It's good to see you again, Lou. Beto, Rod's Aquatics. That's wonderful to see Rod again. Am I missing a few? A lot of people showing up. That's great. Aaron said we got you to step it up this year as well. Well, I had to cover for you at your favorite spot, and think I did all right. Being that it was my first time, and sometimes your lips get numb, which makes it hard. I know that at Finland here, I was having issues with my hand mics. So I'd have a hand mic, something similar to this, and I'd keep my radio kind of tucked in my jacket and nice and warm. Since I only had to transmit back into the building, I didn't have to go far. So I kept the radio tucked in my vest where it was nice and warm, the battery could stay warm, and I used a hand mic. Let me go back to main cam here so you can kind of see something like this. Well, breath out of my mouth not only formed icicles around my mustache and beard, which I've trimmed since then. I started to notice that it would ice up the whole front of the microphone after a little bit, because you're reading off numbers and you gotta hold it close and breathing on it. Pretty soon that thing was all frozen up. So it was nice to have shifts that way, because not only did you have to warm up, but your radio and microphones had to have a chance to kind of warm up too. Oh, I thought I switched to the main cam. I was sitting here doing this, but I forgot to even transition it. OBS, it's fun when you know how to use it. Yeah, Radio Geek says things you expect to work all the time work different when it's cold. That's for sure. That is for sure. And the cool thing about doing these events too is that you kind of work out bugs, things that can go wrong, and you gotta work on the fly to make sure that your equipment stays going, or switch frequencies. Or we had one thing with Mike and his radio, for whatever reason, is we were using what's called a simplex channel, so that to go into the building, just so like regular walkie-talkies, just one-on-one, no repeater involved or dual channel thing. And I would radio in, and he would get a copy, and then when he radioed on a different frequency to net control, I could still hear him on my radio, but not the other side of it. And I kept bringing that up to him, and he's like, that shouldn't be happening. I don't know. And it was, I think, a setting on his radio that he had or whatever, but little weird things like that, you're trying to figure them out. So at the community center, like I showed you before, I had my flagpole up with the mount that goes under the tire. You drive on top of it and you hoist up a flag pole that you mount your antenna to, and I had the wire going back into the vehicle. I really didn't need that much, although it did come in handy towards the end. It allowed Mike to get his stuff packed up, and I could monitor in my vehicle and wait to hear until we were cleared from location. So that helped with that, but I really didn't get much use out of it from there. The next spot I did, although I was so close to another repeater that I could hit it with a hand transmitter, which was nice. So I didn't always have to run back to my vehicle to radio back to net control. So let's go look at some different slides here. So the next spot was at Arrowhead Crossing. There's a little picture of the road signs there. Stop signs kind of dinged over with bullet holes in it. And Arrowhead Trail is also a county road, I think something like 16. Otter Lake Road is basically a snowmobile trail. At this point in the crossing, they are both dirt roads, gravel roads, or maybe a gravel road with a trail crossing it. But in the wintertime, they're both basically snowmobile trails. You can drive your vehicles up there. There are some properties, but not a whole lot of people living along there. A lot of the places are closed down for winter, not even plowed out. So I can't wait to show you guys a video on that too. The road up there is beautiful. The trees are beautiful. And at this point, we're about, like I said in other videos and live streams, at location as the crow flies to the nearest point of the Canadian border is about 2.75 miles. So basically you could see tree tops that are in Canada from there, if you're looking hard enough. Yeah, very, very close. 2 3/4 miles from the border, which is the closest I ever came. But we're up there, up north. So, got a little bit of a sunrise photo here. Hopefully. It's not wanting to actually. I don't know why the other one doesn't show. I guess I only have the one now. I had 2 of them, but it's not working. So you're looking down Arrowhead Trail, which is County Road 16. And then going directly across is the snowmobile trail. It's some makeshift stop signs brought in by County Rescue, which I got to meet very cool people there. Beth and Carrie, very awesome people. I know for sure that Beth is on the fire and rescue squad there, so they were allowed to borrow the trailer and truck, a little cube van kind of rescue thing, and that was head up by Paul. A couple other volunteers that weren't part of the club, they were just there for the crossing. There's some other vehicles you kind of see in the park, little side parking area. They had a couple campers that were down trail as well, there to watch the race and whatnot. But other than that, very remote. Surprisingly, at least Beth and Carrie were saying that there was the most people they ever saw showing up at that area. People coming in for corn dogs, of all things. One of the campers down that trail, they do, they hand off corn dogs to the mushers as they ride by. And that's kind of their thing. And I guess some people heard of it, and they would pull up and park alongside that road and walk their way up the trail. I didn't get a chance to go up there myself and check it out, unfortunately. I was trying to stay vigilant. Knowing what I know now, if I were to be back at that spot, there wasn't a lot of times where there was lots of time between mushers coming through, so I could have made my way down there. It's just hard to do because there is no internet there, so you can't use their GPS tracking to keep track of who's coming up next. You gotta rely on the radio at the spot before you, telling you when they're coming through, and then you kind of get a good idea of how long it takes to get from there to your spot. But yeah, anyways, it's quite the adventure, that's for sure. And of course, so I woke up at about 3 o'clock a.m. that day. 3:30 is when I finally got on my vehicle. Carrie and Beth were there early because she was expecting that they were going to be there. The dogs were going to be crossing way early, and I told them, I'm like, I don't think we're going to see much of anything till about 6:30, which was about right. I mean, once the sun started coming up, like this before we had the first one come across. So, but they were well prepared. They were there early, so I got up early, and by the time I was done and relieved of duty, it was about 8:30 at night. So it was a long day, and since I didn't get any sleep the night before, I did get sleep the night before at this crossing, but Monday into Tuesday I didn't sleep at all. And so I had some broken sleep, waking up every couple hours to start the vehicle to keep warm. By the time the Tuesday night came around, I knew that I'd be so tired I wouldn't be able to wake up to an alarm at all and remember to start the vehicle. So I didn't want to put myself in danger of kind of getting too cold or having things get frozen in my vehicle. And really, more than anything, I just wanted a nice warm place to stretch out and sleep. So I opted to, once I was relieved from that area, I drove about an hour and a half to Tofty and booked myself a room in the American. Very nice place. I would highly recommend it. However, for the amount of time I stayed there just to kind of crash, it was a little bit more money that I'd spend to have crashed. But at the time, I felt worth it. I could get a shower, I could cook some food, I could watch a little TV and have a big queen-size bed to myself to sprawl out in. So it was a great way to end it. Plus, I was right across the street from the place where Net Control was located. I had to pick up a radio there for Aaron, bring back. It was one of his he was letting them use. And so it was nice. Woke up in the morning, got my stuff together, checked out, drove across the street, picked up stuff, and headed back home. I do have a picture of the one picture of the American hotel room. I took a few pictures of it, but that's just one angle. Very nice place. Very modern as far as the decor and everything. It was very well kept, and the staff was friendly. So if you're ever up in that area, I suggest the American in Tofty, Minnesota. It's kind of up on a hillside, so if you're up in the parking lot, it's a really nice overlooked view of Lake Superior. A little cold when I went there. I mean, blowing and windy and ice cold, but I imagine in the summertime it is just gorgeous. Something about the wintertime, though, it was pretty as well. I did really enjoy that. That's pretty much all the pictures I have to share. I seen that Aaron sent me a picture, but I don't know how quickly I can get it from my phone onto the computer here and try to share it, so I'll take a look at that afterwards. Let me look at the chat. It is about 9:30 and there's still no Katie yet, so dang. See, Jose is in chat. Chai Savage. It's she. Shy Savage. I get it wrong every time, you know that. If I say it every which way I can possibly do it, then it would probably be fine. Scroll up through the chat a little bit to see who's still in here. I haven't bored you with my story. Hi, Foxy. So that was a little more of insight into what went on in my little adventure going up north. I guess I can show more when it comes time to actually put the video out there. While I was gone, Katie had to take care of the fish and keep them fed basically and check on filters, whatnot. She did a really good job with that. So all the fish were still alive when I got home. I knew they would be. And in the meantime, still don't have running water out here, but I've been making it a point to bring out a couple 5-gallon buckets of water each night and dumping them into the brutes. And it works pretty good. I don't have to overexert myself and do trip after trip. It's just, you know, once a day, a trip or two with a bucket in hand and top it off. And within a couple days, the brute's full and I got water to use for water changes or top offs. Mostly top offs because water doesn't get too bad in most of these tanks due to all of the plants that we use. So, but some maintenance. Sometimes water has to be sucked out when I'm cleaning other things, but topping off the water due to evaporation is a big thing. And I'm finding that's been working good so far. Hopefully next year we can get some running water, but I doubt it. I mean, we're going to have too many other expenditures, I'm sure. So being a little bit tough with it, and it's good exercise. I mean, carrying a bucket, not that far. Farmers do a lot more than that every night for chores than carrying a bucket or two of water. So I count myself lucky that I can at least do that. So that's what I've been working on so far as winter stuff with fish. Not just holding everything down, holding the fort down, keeping the fish alive. Because we just have a lot of plans for rearranging, and until we get everything rearranged, it's kind of hard to go on with other stuff. So basic maintenance. Nothing too exciting that way. Trying to look at chat at the same time. A lot of people saying hello to each other, which is good. Good. Man, I don't know how in a half hour I pretty much got through what I thought I was going to talk about. And I was kind of really hoping that Katie would be here. Oh, the Wisconsin Fish Fam Cookout coming up in August. I have radio plans for that. I've got a few of these radios here, real simple little Motorola radios. They're business radios, but can be reprogrammed for GMRS, FRS. Gonna try and get a few of these reprogrammed, ready to go, so that certain people can have them at the Fish Fam cookout. So we can stay organized and in communication. These are really cool because they're small. They have a little belt clip thing, so it makes it easy to clip to a belt or something like a holster. They're just tiny. And what a lot of people, including Katie, like is that the push to talk isn't on the side. It's this big round button right here. It's like the biggest thing on there. And the microphone is like right above it, that little hole. So it's just really easy to key up, push on the button, talk, and it should cover that whole area that we're having the cookout at. I have 4 of these, so I know the batteries are good in them. I'm just getting them recharged and making sure, but they're very rugged. They can be handled, dropped and stuff. These I got secondhand from a lumber yard, so they used to use them all the time. Some of them have more battle scars on them than others, so they put them to the test, and Motorola is a good brand, so I'm working on that. I do have 4 other Motorola radios that are slightly bigger. I don't have belt clips for them. The one I have is kind of broken, so same sort of thing. It's a business radio that can be reprogrammed to use the UHF frequencies and FRS range. So altogether, I'll have about 8 radios that way. Katie and I both have our Ocean radios, and I think that would give us a grand total of about like 10 radios that far. And I have a couple others I could bring just in case, but I don't think we'll need that many people with radios, so it's just good to have backups, ones that can be charged in case they drop or they run out of charge, and I can swap them out quick. So it'd be nice to have Foxy and Brian equipped with a radio, maybe Jeff Kane, anyone that might be in charge of cooking or something like Branton, things like that, main organizers of the event, and we can stay in touch that way, notify people when we're about to do something. So, and just to have fun with it, introduce radios to people that might not be that familiar with them. It's fun to play walkie-talkie once in a while. Who won the race? The marathon, it was Ryan Anderson, I believe, won the Bear Grease. So I think that makes him like the most winningest musher in history for that marathon. He was second through our crossing, and forgot who was second. Number 8. I don't remember who came in second place, but I know Ryan Anderson won this year at the marathon. That was cool. One of the people that came and hung out was Mary Manning. She was a musher. She had to drop out early. She had an issue with one of her younger dogs, and she didn't want to push him too hard because it was his first race and didn't want it to be a bad one. And for the health of the dog, and not only physically but mentally, which I thought was really cool. I mean, these dogs love to do what they do. It's like they're born and bred for it. So you can see that excitement in those dogs. They're so happy to run out in the cold. It doesn't sound like fun for a human, but those dogs love it. And their trainers, their mushers, the people that own them, they they love their dogs. You can tell that they're so much more than work animals. They really, they're pets. They know their individual personalities. When you hear stories, I heard stories from Mary Manning of her dogs and different ones she's had, and she talks about them like her kids, like her family. And she tells stories and give the dog's reaction, be like, so-and-so is doing this, like, hey, Mom, let me do this. And like she'd act it out, and you could tell that she just was really in tune with her dogs. And she told us stories about how you have to. Sometimes in those, in big races, big marathons like that, your mentality and how you're feeling, the dogs pick up on it, which I thought was really interesting. They force themselves to be happy and uplifting, because if you're not having a good time, the dogs are not going to have fun either. It's such a pack mentality, and they look to their mushers as leaders, as like, are you having a good time? Are we all good? If you're down in the dumps and not happy, dogs will pretty much just stop running. They'll be like, well, if you're not having fun, I'm not having fun. We're just going to lay down, and there's nothing you can do about it. So it was cool hearing stories from her, and she's just a very positive person. Not saying that she isn't like any other human being that has their ups and downs, but it was great talking to her, because you could feel her energy and her positivity just in chit chat and talking with her. So it was an honor to meet her and get to know her a little bit, talk to her, and I gave her one of our channel stickers while I was there. And she's like, oh, this is great. I love YouTube. She's like, I love YouTube. She likes to use it to shut her brain down sometimes, as bad as that sounds. But like, she meant more like a distraction from things. When things are stressful, she turns on YouTube just to get a laugh and whatnot. So I'm hoping that eventually she'll pull that sticker out of her pocket and remember to come check out our channel and take a look. Aaron said the barking and smiles from the dogs tells you everything you need to know. For sure, you can just see those smiles on the dogs' faces. You can tell a happy dog. Foxy said she heard her name and radio. What? Yeah, you're gonna, at the cookout, I'm gonna be handing you one of these radios, Foxy, so you can be in touch with us and other people there and be like, it's time to cut the cake. And everyone can come and we'll do the cake, or dinner's ready, or fire started, or hey, come join us for nude bathing by the pond. No, we don't do that, but if you were to do that, you could announce it over the radio for other people to know. Yeah, we definitely don't go nude bathing. It is a family-friendly event, children there, and we just we like to make jokes. We joke, we kid. You don't have to touch people. No. And that's what the radio's for, is you can go away from people and still be able to talk to them if you want to. You don't have to be near them. That's what radio's kind of nice to have too. Cheryl, welcome in. Have a radio so you can stay further away from everyone. That's the whole point. Radio isn't fun if you're sitting right next to the person. It's like, then it just feeds back and you get descents, which, you know, anyways. You get two radios in your hand and you like purposely put some distance between you so that you can use them. That's the way it was when you were a kid. It's like, okay, you go way over there. I'll be over here. I'll let you know when I can't hear you anymore. I'm looking at the chat. Well, we have about 15 minutes left, and there's still no Katie, but I'm going to read off a list of our channel members. I just got to pull it up here. Since Monday, we had gotten, I think, about 15 gifted memberships on Monday's stream, which is awesome. And so we got new members to the list. But I like to, sorry, I had to clear my throat. My throat gets dry from talking this much. So I told Katie, you need to be out here so I don't have to burn myself out, you know. Anyways, last Monday we got 15 more members, as far as I know. They were gifted by 2 people. I think Cheryl was one of them, right? Cheryl and Mama was, oh, it was right there on the top of my head too. Anyways, between 2 people, they gifted out 15 members. And I am trying to get to the right spot in YouTube Studio so I can pull up the list of members. I'm going to be able to do it just fine. See all members. And we'll go to download. We have 38 members currently at the making of this live stream. That is awesome. It's just amazing to me to have that much support, guys. It's awesome. Being a channel member affords you not only perks of advanced video when every video is released. It's released 3 days early to the channel members first. We also have channel member only live streams and videos that are only released to members. So there's that perk. We also give out stickers, which there's one that I still haven't mailed out yet because I was so busy with Bear Grease. So my friend Steve in Hawaii, we didn't forget about you. Your sticker's still right here. So we have channel member stickers. They're nice, shiny, holographic ones, different than the plain black and white ones. Let me open up this list, by the way. Not only does it give you the perks like that, but we appreciate the support. It goes right back into this channel and our hobby and being able to help out monetarily with what Katie and I do. I hope that it gives some satisfaction that way, because that's the most important thing than getting material stuff or whatever. It's just if you're able to, we do appreciate it, and you don't have to by any means. We appreciate anyone that is there supportively as a friend here watching. If you're a subscriber, that's awesome too. That's completely free. Any of those things are a great support and really help us to keep going on with this. Because sometimes it's not a matter of money. Sometimes, you know, it can be hard to put out content and make time to do it. And it can be stressful at times, to tell you the truth. So knowing that people are looking forward to it and enjoying it makes it all the more easier and all the more, just gives us the motivation to keep going. I'm going to read off, so we got 38 members. I'm just going to start at no particular point here. Let's go. The Koi Pit, Jamie Palladino, Killer or Corey, the Nano Aquarium Guy, Jeff Pelham's Aquatics, Yes Sir, that's the name, Yessir, Yes Sir, Passing Wind, Cinnamon Girl, Fathom Aquatics, My Fish Tank Aquatics, Scuba Stevo's Aquatics, Laura's Aura, Bare Bottom Branton, Monster Fish Gal, Big Steve's Glass Boxes, Mike Henderson, Father Fish, Overtly Overstocked Oscar, Beto Great Lakes, Deb's Aquapets, Daniken Aquatics, Gills to Gardens, Nick at Hardwater Propagation, Mrs. Hardwater Jennifer, Whips World, Eric Y. Rock, Rods Aquatics, Mr. Tundra, Dee Dee's Findan, Jody P. Tropical Fish Co., Renee Hedinger, Ron's Garage Aquatics, Redneck Aquatics Stan Pittman, Lush and Salty Aquariums, Empire of Dirt Aquatics Jeff Kane, Autarky Homestead, Foxy's Fishes, and Peplin Creek Aquatics. Thank you, each and every one of you. Like I went off a little bit before, words really don't express the gratitude that we feel. I hope you really understand that we mean that. On behalf of Katie as well, thank you from us. I'm gonna go back to the old chat here if I may possibly get back to where I was so I can see. People saying hi and bye, and seriously. Awesome. Well, plants have been a thing. Let me tell you a plant story. River likes the Monstera, and it's hard to keep her away from it. We put it up a little higher, but somehow she's gravitated to the leaves and wants to pull on them, and she's knocked that plant over twice now. She did it again today. But she's always within full supervision. It's just that she's gotten quick about it. So normally what's happened is that before Katie can even reach her, she's got it on the tipping point and boom, it falls over. So the plants are gonna get put in different spots. Lots of stuff's gonna get changed inside due to the very fact that River's big enough now and mobile enough now and quick enough now to get at things that could either cause damage to the items and or most importantly to herself. We don't want her to get hurt. We teach her. She stays out of the cupboards pretty well now, so learn that. And plus pinching your fingers in a cupboard door once in a while, that'll learn you real quick too. But yeah, not enough to hurt herself or cause physical damage, but a little bit of pinch on the fingers is unexpected. That's how you learn, I guess. So we want her to be able to learn but not be completely physically scarred or hurt worse than that to learn a lesson. So for that fact that we're going to have to move a lot of stuff around in the house, and I'm excited about that because I've always been one to rearrange things. We moved around so much when I was younger that having a new place or rearranging things was always refreshing. So when you live in a place for a while, it's good to rearrange once in a while. Some people may not feel that way. Some people may like the comfort of having something the same all the time, and I get that. Familiarity is a comfort. But monotony to me, or lack of change, sometimes that gets to be too much for me. So we're going to be rearranging some stuff, getting this equipment and computers and radios into the house, making more room for fish tanks out here, and making it a little less cluttered, a little more organized, and that's all part of it. And we're hoping mostly with our live streams is that we'll be able to switch to maybe an earlier time and while River's still awake, and make it a fun family thing where River and Katie and I can all be together in the same live stream. We're looking forward to that, and I hope you guys are too. We're reaching the end of the hour here, and I'm reaching the end of things to talk about. So if anyone's got any questions real quick, I'll look at the chat here and try to stay a little more involved. Have you invented the teleporter yet? I want to open my door and be there already. We have not invented the teleporter yet. Still working on it. I haven't decided what kind of wood to use. I think it makes a difference or something. Hardwood versus softwood. Left myself open for that one. Okay. No, I've not invented the teleporter yet. I am looking forward to warmer weather where we can start visiting and have visitors again. Traveling kind of sucks in the wintertime. For some. Depends, I guess. I mean, I just did it. I don't know. Maybe my views on winter might change a little bit after I start getting into this Bear Grease thing. It definitely gave me something to look forward to in the cold depths of wintertime. Kind of broke that up, so it's nice to have something to do that way. All right, since I'm not hearing any Radio Geek on the radio here, I thought I'd have you sign off. His kids are probably sleeping. He's probably brushing his teeth, getting ready for bed, putting on his Radio Geek PJs. By the way, if you ever make Radio Geek PJs, I think you should market them and sell them off of your channel. I would definitely look forward to buying my own set of Radio Geek PJs. If that wasn't enough to get him on here, I don't know what will. See if I call him out at the end here. Or maybe he just doesn't want to put his call sign out on the air, but it's out everywhere else. I'll just do a kerchunk. I don't even think I heard it link up. It might not reach. It always reaches. All right, fine. On Lamson? Oh, okay. Let me change it. KE9EIX monitoring.
There you are, Jake. Yeah, sorry, I don't have a D-Star radio here. My base station is in a friend of mine's vehicle, his Ford Bronco Sport, and my portable, I think, is out in my work truck.
Man, how long has that friend kept that radio from you? Might I add, he's got excellent taste in vehicles.
Well, I hear it kept him warm when he was near the Canadian border, so that's good. But, yeah, I gotta not listen to the live stream while I'm talking to you because of the nice delay there.
Yeah, I kind of figured that would happen. A little bit of a delay, but cool. I'm glad that we could get in touch towards the end of this live stream and use the Lamson repeater for something, because I don't think anyone else was.
Nope, no one else has been on it. I've been listening the entire stream to it, so I got one of the radios sitting on it, but it's been quiet as normal. So, other than the net earlier, I'm sure at 7. So, but yeah, it's always fun. And you get to show off some radio for the live stream, and I guess this stream was definitely more radio than fish or plans.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that it's probably going to be that way. It'll be more radio orientated, because we just still do have Mondays, so a lot of chance to talk about that, and especially when Katie's not here to... Oh, sorry, timed out. Especially when Katie's not here to keep me off of the radio subject, but that's the way it goes. Yeah, I don't think they had their net at 7 o'clock tonight. I was listening so I could check in, but yeah, D-Star had their net, but I messed that up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was busy with a bunch of 10-year-olds out in the hockey rink, getting them ready for hockey and for the play down for state tourney this weekend. So, but yeah, cool. Well, I'll probably let you get back to the live stream, and I don't know if we're not getting too many comments in there about how we sound. So maybe we don't sound that great on the radio. But yeah, cool. And hey, you know, oh well. Everybody's learning, and that's the way nets go sometimes on the D-Star net. So either way, as long as we're all having fun and learning something as we keep trucking. So AC0 WKP.
Thank you, Aaron, aka Radio Geek, for showing up on the live stream, not only in chat, but in our first ever live stream radio conversation. Which reminds me, I've got some wonderful ideas to go over with you at a later date and in private. Stuff that I think would be really exciting. But I'll let you go. 73 for now. This is KE9EIX talking with KC0WKP. I'm clear. Clear and out. All right, that's all we have for you guys tonight. A little bit of a radio conversation there at the end with Radio Geek. Thank you so much, Aaron, for that. And yeah, that was on a non-digital network. That was just completely analog, so a little bit of static being on a handheld in here. If we were to do that on D-Star, it would be a very crystal clear digital audio. That's always fun as well. But that's all we got for you tonight. Like I said, I'm going to let you guys go. Plus, I have to go to the bathroom. Good night, everybody. Have a great night. Sweet dreams.